man? That hard?
Man, I have no idea what's going on.
Nothing hard about it, man. Nothing hard about it. So I appreciate having you on, man. Welcome back.
Absolutely.
Welcome back to the show.
Thank you. Thank you.
So I was just starting to tell everybody that we talked about your event that you got going on in San Diego the other day, and the power and the impact that these events have on people's lives. What it really brings me back to is why they don't teach these things in school, man. Like the fact that we can go through, some of us K through 12, some of us K through whatever, man, whether it's college, grad school, doctorates, all these things. But being in a room like this, the impact it makes, and, just to give the people some background, the way me and you know each other is we went to a mastermind in Malibu a little over a year ago, right?
Right.
And we met there, and now you're throwing your first big mastermind in a couple weeks, and I have a mastermind in Napa in 2 weeks, June 12th and 13th. And so, if you could, I would like to hear your take on like what the impact happens in that room, what the takeaways were when you walked into your big, I mean, let's face it, that was like your first big Lions Den that happened.
It was for sure.
And we talked about it a little bit yesterday, but some of the changes, some of the things that happened, some of that like aha moments, and what are those things that shifted your thought process, and maybe, game changers that happened for you in Malibu.
Totally. Yeah, absolutely. So great question. So after our little live yesterday, I went for a run and was doing some thinking. And I think the biggest takeaway that I walked away with is that, number one, when I participated in that first real Lions Den hot seat mastermind situation, I really didn't know what I was getting myself into. And as we were going around the circle, there were 16 people participating. I think I was like number 10 or something. I had my answers lined up. Like I was just ready for you guys. I was listening to kind of the questions that you were asking other people. And I had what I thought was just powerful responses to your questions. And I was just going to surprise you guys and shock and awe. And it was going to be, man, this guy has his stuff together. But it didn't quite go that way. And what I find is that the biggest takeaway is that you got to be vulnerable in these situations. It's one thing to go in there and say, yes, I have my stuff together to try to have the best answers that you can, but you kind of want to be torn down. You kind of want to be torn down and shown where you're vulnerable, where you're weak in your business, so other people who have an outside perspective can give you advice. Because if you're not coming for that, I just don't think that you're going to get the level of impact that's possible.
Yeah, no, I love what you just said. Like if you're not coming there to make change, we say all the time that like if you keep doing the things that you're normally doing, you keep making the same decisions, keep making the same, doing the same thing daily, keep making, if you keep doing over and over again, repetition, and you're expecting something different, well, then it's not going to happen, right? But if you're coming there to make change, that's insanity, right? But if you're coming there to make change, you're coming there to be vulnerable, you're coming there to give impact and get impact, then you will be impacted. And that's the magic 100%. Of being in these small rooms and not in like a big seminar, right? I mean, we're there to really pick apart what's going on.
Yeah. So Joe, I have some questions for you, if you don't mind. Yeah. So I've been to 2 of these. This is my first one. It's going down next week. You've been doing this stuff for years now, and that was absolutely evident as one of the key players for the mastermind that we were in together in Malibu. You had some great questions and definitely knew what to expect and how to organize that. And so you've been doing these, you know how to organize them, you know how to curate the right people in the room. What makes this mastermind that's going down, I believe, June 12th in Napa Valley, correct? What makes
June 12th and 13th.
Yeah. So what's the goal for this one?
Well, the goal is always to just, again, get the most amazing people we can get in the room. And this one is probably the most impactful one we've ever had. They keep getting better and better and better. And that's just from proximity, from getting around better and better people, from, the word spreading about these events and, what we're creating within the environment. So every room continues to get better. And as the mastermind grows, the people and quality within the people within the room continue to get better. So, this event is my most exciting event ever. Not to mention it's in Napa Valley, and I'm a huge wine fan. And
who does not like Napa Valley?
Yeah, so I'm getting to go out there with my dad. My dad and I have a passion for wine, and we're going to be blending one of our own wines for our private wine label. So there's a personal effect there, but the room is what really makes it. We're actually going to be in a winery, one of the first wineries that our winemaker actually started his wine business out of, which is also kind of apropos because this is a guy who I think he's 37 now, started like 15 years ago, and from bootstrapping wine to now he makes 21 labels of wine and owns like 7 different wineries across Napa Valley. So he's an entrepreneur, success story in himself. So we're starting in this little barn, which has now been converted to a conference center. It's beautiful. It's all decked out, and it's all finished off and furnitured, and all that kind of thing.
That's awesome.
To the point where we're literally going to be in that conference room. We're going to go hard for 2 days. We're going to remove obstacles. We're going to decide what's holding people back, right? What's their deep-seated why? And I don't mean that from a like a high level, like peripheral vision. Like you ask people like what's their why, and they say like, well, I do it for my kids, and I do it for my I do it for my legacy, I do it for my future. No, we're going to get deep on why you really do what you do, so you can help focus on that thing. I had a guy in my office, not just to get on a tangent for a second, but on a one-on-one last week, and this guy started out with, I want to be successful for all the same reasons we always do, right? We always want to be successful because we want to make money, we want to drive a nice car, we want to do great things for our family, we want to do all these things. And it got back to, he wants to make great impact on the world, and he wants to give back in a massive way. So we shifted his, I want to make this amount of money because I want to just be successful and have a nice car, to holy crap, I really need to make this so I can make a huge impact and really give back to my community, to my church, to the people around me, to my brother who's suffering, to my to my parents who are suffering. So like it was like this bigger epiphany, if you will, over the impact we can make. So I'm trying to help people create way bigger impact within the room. Those people that are coming to the room are already creating a bit of an impact or a massive impact. They can be doing so much more. So how can we do that? How can we squeeze that juice?
Yeah, absolutely. Love that, Joe. So Joe, what is your backstory? I mean, for those who are watching this now, for those who are going to be watching it in the future, give us a little bit of backstory on your business history, as well as how you got into Masterminds in the first place. Because for me, Masterminds is something I've always kind of heard about, but I didn't actually dive into them until about 1.5 years ago.
Yeah, and listen, I've only been into them now for like 6 years, but I'll give you a quick brief on my background. I mean, I was military for 6 years. I was a builder in the Seabees. I did construction, and right after that, I got out of the military. I started fixing and flipping houses myself, by hand, and literally hammer and chisel and paintbrush and all that stuff. And I quickly realized that you can't multiply your business when you're in your business all day long, and you can't start to create something bigger when no man is an island type of thing. I used to think I could do everything myself. So for a long time, I ran my businesses by myself, and then I started to grow a team, and then I made a million mistakes along the way. I built a real estate flipping business, I built a real estate brokerage business, I built a wholesale business, and now I've gone on to build multiple different businesses in different verticals. I have a media company, and I have multiple different companies that are ancillary to the real estate space, and doing all that, again, I've been on the roller coaster. I've done the ups and downs. I've failed a million ways, across the way, and I've had a lot of success along the way. Definitely. What really helped me focus and realizing what was the big differential there was getting in the group and getting in proximity to people that are succeeding at a way higher level. Because when you can get somebody on the phone and create a solution in 10 minutes versus burying your head, down and trying to read a book or go on YouTube. Like, knowledge is everywhere, and yes, it's free, and yes, you can figure it out. But is it going to take you figuring out by yourself for the next 12 months or 3 years or however long it takes you to figure that piece out, or do you pay to get around the people that already have it figured out? They can help you just leapfrog that thing and get to where you get to.
That's it right there. I think what Masterminds has done for me, and I think what it does for everyone, is it sort of manifests this unique environment in which you are open, in which everyone there is taken seriously, and everyone coming to this event takes everyone else seriously because everyone showing up is already pre-qualified, especially if you have a relationship and trust with the host. And so you sort of show up with this positive expectancy, right? You're expecting big things to happen in your life and your business, new epiphanies, new ideas, new connections and friendships. And so they just sort of pop up. Like a lot of the stuff that you were suggesting or Mark was bringing up even before and after the event, I've heard before, right? I've heard before from my girlfriend. I've heard before from my friends, but I didn't allow it to really sink in until I was in that environment. And so I think that's probably one of the biggest takeaways I walked away from is that you go there ready to play. You have your A game, and you're expecting everybody else to as well.
Yeah, I mean, when you're investing in yourself and you're investing in taking the time away to focus and actually pay attention, then you're going to actually take action on what you're listening to as well. So there's a big value in that, but there's a big piece in the proximity game. There's a big piece, I think, in being in a room with others that can help you level up. And one of the biggest takeaways for a lot of the people that come to my events, especially the ones that travel. So what's interesting is, like, we're going to Napa. A lot of my base is from the East Coast, and I'm taking a lot of those people and bringing them over to the West Coast, right? Which is awesome because I have a bunch of West Coast people coming to this event, right?
All right.
And I have so many people that are in my mastermind that are like, man, up until I got involved with this, I've always been like a local guy or local girl.
Right,
I've always
That's
done my
huge.
business in my backyard. I never even thought about expanding my horizons to I can joint venture around the country. I can put together different opportunities around the nation. And there's people that I can reach out to that I can help, and they can help me, and they can be all over the place. And just because I do what I do in my little niche community or my location doesn't mean that I can't create opportunity elsewhere. And they start to realize the expanse of what's out there just by a simple investment in themselves and 2 days away. It's amazing.
It's huge because I've had a few people bring up to me, Ian Morrell, shout out to you, buddy, ask me, say, hey, why not do one here locally in our Seattle market? And I said, great point. It's definitely a possibility, but I think causing people to travel and allowing them to be in a new environment. And although everyone, in our case for Fearless Masterminds is going to be in the same vertical, which is real estate, when you have different people that you may have never met, right? If it wasn't for this mastermind that you paid $5,000 to go to or however much it is, it's a really unique, special situation because you probably wouldn't have met those people from around the country unless you paid that money and went to that event. And you're having this conversation that you've probably had many, many, many other times. But all of a sudden, because you're in this environment with these new people, you take the conversation so much differently. And it's just crazy what happens when somebody you don't even know can suggest something simple and the profound effect it has on your psyche. And just, you know what? I think that could work, or I'm going to take your suggestion seriously.
There's no doubt, and it's also a key. It's a key to opening that gate too, because I've had people reach out to me in events that I paid to go to that 3 years later they're like, hey, can I ask you a question? Well, yeah, we were in that same event together. Absolutely, that's a qualifier. We spent 2 days, we dug deep. I'll help you with whatever you need because you've built that rapport. And Dana, hey, what's up, Dana? Mentors are usually those who usually are the mentor. Mentors to those who usually are the mentor. We need guidance, insight, and others' experience. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. You're gaining from the other people's experience in the room. That's again exactly what it is, right? So how do you take that and then leverage it to another level, right? Sometimes it's like one takeaway. Sometimes it's one takeaway. Again, if you're in business, guys, I know it sounds like a $5,000 investment. It's like, wow, it's a lot of money. If you're in business, $5,000 is not a lot of money, first of all. Second of all, if you're in any type of real business and you're owning and you're in control of it, if you don't leverage that into 10x, 100x, then you don't belong in that room. So you probably weren't qualified to get in there to begin with, and that's fine. It might not happen. And when I'm having these conversations, there's plenty of people that I explain that they're just not ready yet, and that's totally fine. But look, if you're the right mindset and you come there focused and you come there ready to grow and ready to expand, no doubt, there's no chance that you can't figure out how to 10x that money in 2 or 3 months and easily expand.
So Joe, on this event that you have coming up June 12th, who's going to be there? Who needs to be there? Who specifically are you designing this event, this experience for?
So this is really for all industries. I think going back, I mean, we've been in this business now for 3 years, and it's been really real estate heavy. Now, if you're in the real estate business, I can definitely help you, no doubt. If you're in the wholesale fix and flip game, I've been doing this for a decade. I've flipped 1,000 houses. I can definitely help you expand your business. If you're doing 2 or 3 deals and you want to take it to 10 a month, we can do that for you. If you're a broker, we can do that for you as well. Right now, we have people from all industries. I have big-time developers coming. I have insurance guys coming. I have social media marketers coming. So if you're a business owner, basically the concept is here that if you're making 200,000 plus and you want to see it double, triple, you want to see yourself increase that, or if you are making great money already but you're having lifestyle issues, like you're finding yourself working your ass off 100 hours a week, I've been there as well. Like there's 2 ways to go about this. There are people that are making great money and just can't control their life, right? They're having a hard time staying inspired. They're getting beat up. They're having a hard time, controlling their time and their family life and how they're going to balance everything. And then there's the people that are on growth scale and they just need to figure out how they're going to set rocket fuel to that thing.
That's right.
We're there for both. We can handle both of those things. And so if you're a business owner and you need that jet fuel and you need to figure out how to turn that thing up, this is the room to be in, because these are the people that are going to help you succeed.
Fantastic, fantastic. So where can folks go to learn more about this specific mastermind or future events?
All they need to do is PM me, man. We just go direct to a call. We talk to them. We figure out what's going on in their business. You just need to know what's happening with your business, specifically what your needs are, and if you can make it to Napa June 12th and 13th. I always tell people, you may know what it is you want. You may know what it is that you're looking for. You may have a business plan laid out. You may have the team in place. I want to become your how. Let us become your how. Let this room become your how, because we can lay that blueprint out for you and detail it for you in the room so that we become your how. And over the next 9 months, you develop everything you need and you walk out of that room with a specific roadmap to get it done. That's what it's all about.
Love it. Thank you so much.
So, cool, brother. I appreciate you coming on again for phase 2. We'll definitely get together soon, do a podcast, and we'll have some exciting stuff to talk about.